Welcome to Monday Night Raw, Oos. It is a big night, and normally I'd be jumping up and down and trying to hype up this crowd, but tonight is not the night, Oos. Tonight I'm focused. Not only do I have a match to open up Monday Night Raw against Dirty Dom Mysterio, but also at Extreme Rules this week, this Sunday to be exact, I will be taking that European Championship away from big bobblehead JD McDonough. My head hasn't been exactly in the right place, losing to Christian recently on Monday Night Raw, but I have to get focused, get back on the steam rolling here of my train all the way to that European Championship coming up this Sunday live at Extreme Rules. Now, if you excuse me, I got some yeeting to do here right now to open Monday Night Raw. Yeet! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Monday Night Raw. We just saw main event Jey Uso backstage getting ready for this matchup. He said, hey, normally I'm going to be out here yeeting with you guys. Still going to kind of do it, but not to the extent. He's focused. He is ready to not only beat Dirty Dom tonight, but also beat JD McDonough this Sunday in an Extreme Rules matchup for the European Championship. Jey Uso been working his ass off as of late, especially, him being a singles competitor. It's going to take some time to get used to, but certainly I think he's starting to turn that corner. And could that corner be turned this Sunday live at Extreme Rules? We're going to have to wait and find out. It's going to be a tremendous night, a lot of great matches on the card. This crowd is pumped up. This is a great way to kick us off here on Monday Night Raw. This crowd is yeeting and dancing with Jey Uso, but like he said, he'll do some of this stuff, but he is focused on the task at hand, sending a message to not only Dirty Dom and the rest of the Judgment Day, but also the champion, JD McDonough. McDonough had a serious attack on Jey Uso recently on Monday Night Raw, and we'll really kind of see how Jey Uso is handling that. And you can kind of see Jey Uso, he's got that wrist tape on that right hand. We're hearing that he's kind of dealing with some issues with that right hand, that right pinky of sorts. So that's something to really keep an eye out on. As now here comes Dirty Dominik Mysterio and Mommy Rhea Ripley. We got Rhea Ripley. She has a big-time championship matchup this Sunday as she'll be taking on Women's World Champion Bianca Belair. And all the matches that you guys will be seeing this Sunday will be in a Extreme Rules environment. Don't call it just a Extreme Rules PLE for nothing. Everything is going to get extreme one way or another. And certainly with the numbers game of the Judgment Day, certainly it could be a great night for them to be walking out with all championships, or somehow, some way the other champ or the challengers might be able to take the championships away. You just don't know. We'll find out, but certainly it's going to be looking for a big sweep of things. Certainly for Damian Priest with his championship defense against Bronson Reed, that is going to be two hosses going at it. Like we know, JD McDonough, Jey Uso, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair. So certainly a lot going on. But let's see how this fares tonight to kick us off here on Monday Night Raw. Here we go, referee finally ringing the bell, pardon me. As big clothesline from Mysterio here. Already bringing the fast agility here early on. And that's what Jey Uso has to be prepared for. It's obviously Rey Mysterio's son here, but certainly Dirty Dom wants to make a name for himself, and ever since joining the Judgment Day, he's certainly has. And I wouldn't say he's gotten more opportunities. I think he's obviously still fresh, but I think the Judgment Day are still taking him under his wing, still trying to learn the habits of the Judgment Day, and we'll kind of see what it goes from there. It's a big drop kick into the corner. Down goes Dominik. And certainly having to deal with the likes of his dad, Rey Mysterio, Dominik, having some big-time matches in his career. But, the route he's going with this Judgment Day group, it's something that you don't want to see. But, Dominik has chosen that path, and he's going to have to live with the consequences. And oh, Dominik almost losing after a massive elbow to the chest there of Dominik. Big stomp to the chest, or the face there of Dominik, and Jey Uso just going to slowly but surely continue to bring the fight. And look at Jey Uso with a suicide dive. Not going to allow Dominik Mysterio to get any rest whatsoever. That is a great play there by Jey Uso. Keeping on the offensive, and like I said, not allowing his opponent to get a breather. And look at Jey Uso getting this crowd all hyped up, and especially throwing up that one sign there where obviously we know what happened on Monday Night Raw. Something didn't obviously go too well for the bloodline in the terms of Jey's brother, Jimmy Uso, who was still part of the bloodline, and also Roman Reigns, as The Rock turned his back on it and leading an assault on SmackDown that would have Solo taking out Jimmy Uso, and we come to find out it was Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu that took out Nick Aldis backstage, the one that was supposed to be challenging for the United States Championship coming up in Payback in just a couple weeks' time. And right now the match is still scheduled, but we're going to have to wait until SmackDown to see if we get some more news, because there's going to be a lot of news coming out of that last SmackDown that are going to implicate a lot of stuff, especially the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. What is that going to look like? They're now vacated. What is everything going to look like now? That is something we'll have to wait and see, as now Dominik, going to go for the Three Amigos. This may not end well for Jey Uso here unless he can somehow, someway get out of this. And now Dirty Dom with the Three Amigos to the late, great Eddie Guerrero. Dominik may even suggest that is his father compared to his deadbeat dad, Rey Mysterio. I'm not saying that that's the words of, obviously, Dominik, but certainly not, something you want to see, obviously. But obviously Dominik's going to want to disrespect everyone and anybody, and especially his dad, every chance he gets. Dominik Mysterio looking pretty well right now. Jey Uso needs to mount a comeback right now, because if not, it's going to be tough heading into that. As if you guys remember just moments ago, Rhea Ripley taking that top turnbuckle padding off, and that might help Dominik Mysterio win this matchup. But like I was saying, it's going to be hard for Jey Uso to mount a win, I would say, at Extreme Rules if he, loses a Christian Cage recently, then loses tonight to Dom possibly, and then goes on to Extreme Rules to take on JD McDonough in an Extreme Rules environment where anything goes. So, Jay's got to be very, very careful tonight. Oh, big kick there to the midsection there, and now Jey might be mounting a little bit of a comeback now. And that's what I'm saying. This is what Jey needs. He needs to slowly but surely figure it out here. Jey Uso, going for the dive over the top rope there, but Dominik saw that coming and was able to get himself back inside of the ring. And look, Jey, slowly but surely, back and forth we go between both men. Big chop. And spit in his hand there as well. And Dominik just tossing him right into that barricade. That is not going to be feeling too good, I can tell you that right now. But ladies and gentlemen, it has been a hectic night already, just in the terms of, this is what we're seeing in this matchup. It's a massive match for sure between these two, trying to get Jey ready for his big time championship matchup. Rhea Ripley getting involved. John Cone just recently put that back, and again Rhea Ripley helping out her Poppy, I guess you could call her. And now Dominik with a 5-star frog splash, or a frog splash. Is this it? 2, 3, yes it is. Dirty Dom picks up a win, a big win for Dirty Dom. And Jey Uso, man, he's got to figure it out. He's the #1 contender, and right now this might be an easy win for JD McDonough, and I hate to even say that. Big win from Dominik Mysterio, though, here to open up Monday Night Raw. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we get ourselves some women's action, as now it's going to be Zoey Stark taking on Bianca Belair. Zoey Stark was very impressive there in NXT. Monday Night Raw, she's trying to find her groove right now, but certainly, trying to get the fans behind her and whatnot. She's a very impressive worker in that middle of that ring, and I think, those fans are seeing that. She's consistent in the middle of the ring. She was the runner-up in the women's breakout tournament a while back, where, if I remember correctly, he was losing to Tiffany Stratton a while back, obviously, but her being here on Monday Night Raw and everything, I believe this is a big opportunity for Zoey Stark to have that breakout moment here on Monday Night Raw. Certainly plenty of superstars for her to go up against and really prove what she's made of. But tonight she's going to go one-on-one in this matchup that a lot of people are saying, oh, hey, it's a warm-up match, getting Bianca Belair ready. But, the same match was, said about the same matchup where, Jey Uso's getting ready for his, and Dirty Dom beat Jey Uso. So Jey Uso right now struggling these last couple of weeks, losing to Christian, and then also now losing his matchup against Dirty Dom. So Jey Uso's going to have to figure it out. And it's one of those things that it's not an easy thing to just get wins nowadays. You gotta put in that work, and as you can tell, it's not been easy. But for this woman right now, Bianca Belair, she faces Zoey Stark tonight, but she has herself a bigger battle coming up this weekend, as it's going to be Bianca Belair defending that Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley in an Extreme Rules matchup. If Bianca Belair really wants to, she could use her whip, a part of her hair, to beat Rhea Ripley to win her championship. So, anything is possible, and especially in Extreme Rules matchup. Tables, ladders, chairs, steel steps, kendo sticks, LED pipes, everything you can think of. Here we go, John Cone ringing the bell. Zoey starting off fast with a springboard crossbody, taking down Bianca, and now a big hurricane rana takes down the champ. Zoey Stark wants to come out here and send a message, and you kind of have to. You're trying to climb the ladder here in WWE, and if Zoey Stark were to lose, you want to at least have a strong showing tonight. And so far right now, she's coming right after the champion, and that's what you have to do. You have to continuously bring the fight, and especially if one day you want to become the Women's World Champion, you're going to have to beat the top athletes here on Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, NXT, whatever it may be. Whatever brand you're on as another springboard crossbody. Going for the pinfall off of that could be enough, but no, just a 1 count. And this is where Zoey, she's taking on a world-class athlete in Bianca Belair. This is something where you cannot get frustrated easily, or Bianca will be able to get back in this match, turn it around, and you'll be looking up into the lights for a 3 count, and you're going to have to go back to the locker room and figure out what went wrong with your strategy for your matchup. Oh, and a big shoulder bump takedown there into Zoey Stark, into a big splash, takes down Zoey Stark even more. And look at Bianca. She's not going to allow Zoey Stark to get a breather, which is a great idea. You got to stay on your opponent. But then you also got to read the situation. It depends on the situation that you're dealing with in the ring. Do you need a breather? Or do you think it's all right to go, hey, I need to go back out here, stay on the offensive so she cannot get a breather? So it's one of those ones like, okay, hey, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? As Zoey Stark trying to fire up this crowd, trying to get this crowd to support her. But right there, Bianca, suicide dive, taking out the back of Zoey Stark. That's what I'm saying. You always got to have eyes behind your back. You always got to be ready for anything, especially when you toss your opponent in the ring and you start trying to fire up this crowd and everything. And Bianca was just able to get back up to her feet. And, it's a high-risk, high-reward situation, and it worked well for Bianca. Referee at a 4, but both women are back in the ring. Let's see if Bianca can continue to capitalize on that suicide dive. Ooh, big splash of the ribs. Gonna go for the pinfall attempt. Will this be enough? 2! Yes, it is. Big splash there. And I want to say that suicide dive through the middle rope to the back of Zoey Stark took a lot out of Zoey Stark. And Bianca's like, hey, you know what? I've been hitting her with a couple splashes already. Let's try to put her away with it. And she was able to. Big win for Bianca tonight. She's going to be defending that world championship in just couple days' time. Now, wait a second. Here comes your challenger for that Women's World Championship, ladies and gentlemen. Rhea Bloody Ripley. There's a saying that we hear from Rhea Ripley from time to time saying, "Mommy is always on top." And that could be what we see this weekend live at Extreme Rules. Can this woman right here, Rhea Ripley, come out and be the woman that dethrones Bianca Belair? Bianca Belair had that big moment at WrestleMania weekend against Bayley, and now, look at Rhea Ripley coming right out. Here we go. We got ourselves a brawl between both women. Here we go, back and forth. And now, wait a minute. Here we go. KOD to Rhea Ripley. Oh, look at Bianca. You could tell she is pissed. And now she's bringing out the chairs, trying to stuff it right there to Rhea Ripley. But no, Rhea Ripley getting the upper hand here. Uh-oh. Rhea, no. Riptide to the outside. Both these women don't give a damn right now. Certainly, Bianca's not going to allow Rhea Ripley to try to roll over here. But Rhea Ripley is sending a message right here, right now, live on Monday Night Raw to Bianca Belair. Oh, and dropkick right into the LED post. I don't know if you can see it from that angle, as a suplex right on that lovely steel chair there. I can tell you that is not going to feel good. And now, wait a minute. Bianca realizes it. She has some kind of, it looks like a door of some sort. No, wait a minute. This could be bad for somebody. Oh, goodness, I think her head may have hit that top of that, the ring there. Trying to toss her back in the ring. It seems like, as we all know, ladies and gentlemen, coming up this Sunday live, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be an Extreme Rules matchup. And oh no, that was a vicious headbutt, and I can tell you from here, that did not look pretty. This ain't going to end well for somebody, I can tell you this. Oh my goodness, right on that wooden table. And like we said, it's going to get ugly before it gets any easier, or even any better, honestly. Rhea Ripley coming out here, sending a message to Bianca Belair. Rhea Ripley trying to decide what she wants to do, and she connects with a spear. Bianca Belair. But look at Bianca. She just went through a damn table, and she's trying to get back up to her feet. And Rhea Ripley is not going to allow this to happen. Rhea Ripley sending a message to Bianca Belair, your Women's World Champion. And if it's anything that we're seeing tonight, it very well could be a new Women's World Heavyweight Champion, ladies and gentlemen. And her name may be Rhea Bloody Ripley. Drew, great to see you, man. How you feeling before your gauntlet matchup this Sunday? It is not going to be easy when you take on not only Shinsuke, Big E, and Braun Breaker, but it's in a gauntlet match, back-to-back matches. And if you're able to even actually beat them, they're disbanded. How you feeling before that big match this weekend? Well, personally, I'm feeling good, Regal. Personally, I'm feeling great. Best I've ever felt, honestly. And a lot of people are kind of questioning why I'd won all three of them in a gauntlet matchup, but we need to get D-Generation X out of this place. Disbanded, whatever, because if we continue to allow this group to get stronger, then your show, William, it's going to get worse in a bad way. And what I mean by that is, if you think having the Judgment Day ruling most of your championships, it's going to be worse. Because if I'm taken out of the picture by D-Generation X, Sami Zayn, that championship's not going to be around his waist much longer with them hanging around here and taking each other out. And you're going to have a war between the Judgment Day and D-Generation X if I'm not able to defeat DX this weekend. And certainly that's a lot of pressure. And I recognize that. But I have been built off pressure. I'm a former WWE champion, former King of the Ring. I've won big matches here in WWE, and it will continue when I get rid of D-Generation X and force them to disband. But if somehow that doesn't work out in my favor, then All I want you to know, William, is that I put the best effort that I'm able to out in that middle of that ring this Sunday. I'm 100% behind you, Drew. Go out there, kick some ass this Sunday. But I also know tonight you face off with Shinsuke Nakamura in the main event. So if you want to take them down a peg, it starts tonight with you, Drew. Good luck tonight. You're certainly going to need it. Well, and certainly like what we were talking about, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be a big night in terms of matches, but certainly seeing Drew McIntyre, Shinsuke Nakamura before the big gauntlet matchup coming up this weekend is certainly going to be a do or die time for Drew. And Drew's right, if Drew's taken out of the picture, you never know what D-Generation X could be capable of here on Monday Night Raw. But we are back here on Monday Night Raw. We are back to some action. We get some tag team action as the Hurt Business will have Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford taking on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And coming up this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, obviously we know Sami Zayn defends his undisputed championship against the leader of that Hurt Business, that being Bobby Lashley. It is going to be a hard-hitting matchup, and it's going to be able to really tell you how far Sami Zayn has become as champion if he's able to outlast the almighty Bobby Lashley. And, also for Bobby Lashley, he has an Extreme Rules matchup tonight. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, an Extreme Rules matchup. It is between Bobby Lashley and the Viper, Mr. Money in the Bank, Randy Orton. So we'll see how that's going to all pan out later on tonight. And that's all before we actually get to your main event of Drew McIntyre and Shinsuke Nakamura. So, it's a heck of a night, ladies and gentlemen. That is why Bobby Lashley is not out with the Street Profits right now. Bobby Lashley going to be getting ready for his Extreme Rules matchup because it is coming up very, very soon. But tonight we get to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn get to team up together again. And certainly Kevin has his best friends back. He is ready to be there for Sami Zayn if he needs to, just in case there is some shenanigans to go down live there at Extreme Rules, the PLE. And like we said, there's a lot of big matches, including the tag team division for Monday Night Raw. We're going to have Ricochet and Braun Strowman, the current Raw Tag Team Champions. They will be taking on Pretty Deadly live there at the Extreme Rules PLE for the Tag Team Championships. It's a big-time title defense for Ricochet and Braun Strowman. Pretty Deadly have been on a roll. We'll see if Ricochet and Braun Strowman can figure it out. But talking about this tag team, let's see how this goes. We got the Street Profits taking on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and it looks like Montez and Sami Zayn will kick us off a part of this matchup tonight. Referee has officially rung the bell. Here we go. Sami Zayn obviously wants to build that momentum, have a victory tonight that will help him garner some confidence heading in to that Extreme Rules matchup. Certainly, both men, Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley, won't be probably, I would say, 100% after what what we're going to see tonight. Obviously, this big tag team matchup, sometimes these matchups go for a long time, and sometimes they're able to catch them off guard. You just never know. But especially with Bobby Lashley being in an Extreme Rules matchup, obviously he's not going to be feeling too good. Depending on if he walks out victorious, he might feel a little bit better. But now you got Dawkins and Sami Zayn going at it, tossing him back inside the ring here. And now Zayn going to look to get some Montez Ford action with a big old drop kick, takes down Ford. Dawkins and Ford still looking to get their first tag team championships here in Universe Mode, still struggling to get that just yet, but I feel like I keep saying it, but they certainly are very, very underrated and certainly could be one of the better tag teams here on Monday Night Raw if they can figure it out. And certainly with Bobby Lashley trying to take them under his wing and really try to bring them to the promised land, it's one of those things where you got to do it without somebody having your backing. A lot of times you got to keep on fighting and have that breakout moment. And now Zayn trying to go with a DDT, ends up just having a glancing blow to the back, enough to take out Dawkins at that time. Uh-oh, Dawkins now. Oh, big clubbing blow to the back. But, ladies and gentlemen, still to come tonight, like we mentioned, coming up next, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, Extreme Rules matchup. And then also in your main event, Drew McIntyre, Shinsuke Nakamura. Big pinfall attempt here. Could this be enough? And certainly with Extreme Rules, PLEs, and just Extreme Rules matches in general, you know, it's brought out a lot of different sides of superstars. Those quiet superstars that aren't really known for being extreme, sometimes it turns a switch in them. Get them that opportunity to just I guess unleash on their opponent, and sometimes you run into those superstars where it's that Extreme Rules favors them so much where, you know, they don't necessarily need to use it, but they kind of pick and choose when they want to use it. As it looked like Montez was trying to maybe hit some kind of back suplex or power bomb there, but Owens able to make sure that didn't happen to Sami Zayn. Owens trying to be there for his partner, be there with him no matter what. And same thing for Sami Zayn. He'll be there for Kevin Owens as well. That long-lasting friendship between both of those superstars. Ooh, big clubbing blow right into the ribs, like almost like a kidney punch of sorts. As Owens going to go for neck breaker. It looks like, ooh, that is not going to be feeling too good, I can tell you that. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. We're going to kind of run down the card for our lovely match card for Extreme Rules. It's a big old, ooh, I guess more of an elbow into that chest there in the corner. But Montez fighting out of it. But we've already addressed the tag team division. Pretty Deadly challenges Ricochet, Braun Strowman for the Raw Tag Team Championships, as well as Sami Zayn will be defending his championship against Bobby Lashley. And also Bianca Belair, she defends up against Rhea Ripley. That is going to be a high-intensity matchup, I can tell you that. Really looking forward to that matchup. Two of the top women here on Monday Night Raw going at it here. As well as, you know, we're going to have a bunch of Judgment Day matches, including Damian Priest and JD McDonough defending their championships. Priest is taking on Bronson Reed, and I think that's the one guy you don't want to piss off is Bronson Reed, and Damian Priest will be the one to really figure that out as Street Profits playing with Kevin Owens here. A little taunt back and forth, and look at the Street Profits, a little bit of momentum brewing up here. Can they capitalize? As well as JD McDonough, he'll be taking on Jey Uso. And as you saw earlier on tonight, Jey Uso losing one-on-one action once again. So the momentum is not favored right now in Jey Uso. He's going to have to turn a switch against JD McDonough coming up this weekend. As well as the Women's Tag Team Championships are on the line. Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler defend up against Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. As well as a big matchup that a lot of people are looking forward to right now is that Drew McIntyre versus D-Generation X gauntlet matchup. Drew McIntyre feels like this is do or die time. He believes he's the man to take down D-Generation X and put this makeshift group of D-Generation X down and out for good. And I mean, he is definitely crazy for wanting to take out this group in a gauntlet matchup. Why not just try to do it one at a time? But this is what Drew wants to do. He believes this is the best way to do it. And he believes that, you know, if he's not able to do it, that it's going to be absolute chaos for sure. So it's going to be something we're going to have to wait and see. But if DX does lose the gauntlet matchup, they will be forced to disband. But if any time during that matchup Drew McIntyre is pinned or submitted by any of those three superstars, well, we all know how that goes. Drew McIntyre will just lose the matchup, and I don't know if there's any other consequences that we really know of. Certainly, you never know with these type of situations. Ooh, big chop, big kick here. Here comes your undisputed champion coming right after Dawkins, trying to send a message to not only Street Profits, but send a message to Bobby Lashley. Oh, Dawkins' head bounced right off that top turnbuckle. Uh-oh. This ain't gonna end well for one of these two men. Sami Zayn, nice DDT, spiking Dawkins on his head. Sami Zayn fired up, but now here comes Montez Ford. Both men missing attack, and luckily for Zayn, he's able to be the first one back on the assault. But Montez Ford just able to be on a switch just like that and just flip it on a dime. And that's what a lot of people like to see Montez Ford have a future in the terms of being a singles competitor. They believe that that ceiling is pretty high as a singles competitor. We'll see if Montez Ford ever gets to go in a singles direction. But right now, I think for Montez Ford, he's worried about, you know, not only obviously this matchup, but also winning the tag team championship, something that himself and Dawkins have not been able to do ever since being a tag team here in WWE for a very long time. And Montez Ford trying to get the tag. Can he get the hot tag? Yes, he does. Here comes the strength and the power of Dawkins. Big clothesline, and just like that, changes the trajectory of this matchup. Zayn trying to get the hot tag, and he does. Dawkins doesn't realize it. Oh, maybe he did. Big spear. Spear out of nowhere. Spearing, decapitating, as Dawkins paying too much attention to Sami Zayn there. Was trying to go with that basement drop kick, but eventually will connect with that DDT. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those matches that quite honestly changed the trajectory of the tag team division too, because, you know, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn can work well in a tag team. They are former tag team champions as well, and certainly Owens and Zayn might want to get back in the tag team division as well as worry about being the undisputed champion. So I mean, this right now can help you climb up the tag team rankings, and especially for the Street Profits, if they beat Owens and Zayn, that certainly should help their rankings in the tag team division, I certainly believe. Uh-oh. What are we going to see here? Drop kick into a splash. Street Profits working well right now. Can they continue this? Oh, goodness. What a knee strike. Owens might have a broken nose. At least from this angle, it looks like it's okay, but it very well could be enough. But Owens able to dig down deep and kick out. What a matchup, though, so far. Both these teams putting it all on the line, and we still have plenty left in the tank tonight. Big-time match after big-time match tonight, as this is the go-home show, as we are just so close to Extreme Rules. As a haluva kick. Haluva kick to the face of Montez Ford. Is that it? 2. No. Montez Ford kicking out at the very last second. I don't know if Dawkins would have been able to break it up. He was in the ring, but he was kind of slow to trying to break it up. And was that the final opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to win this matchup? As, oh, look at that maneuver from Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. Is this it? Street Profits going to pick up a massive win here. But no, Owens right there to break it up and save the day, keeping this matchup going for a little bit longer. Now this is where Dawkins and Montez really got to figure out what they need to do to put away these top class athletes right now in Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I'm not saying Montez and Angelo can't do it, but certainly facing off with multi-time champions here in WWE, this is the moment to do something, as again Dawkins off the rope and connecting with a bulldog. Sami Zayn trying to get a breather right now, rolling out of the ring, trying to make sure Dawkins can't get anything going. And Dawkins went high risk, high reward, but ultimately killing his lower back. Zayn going to look to take out Montez Ford here. One at a time, might as well. Down goes Montez. And now a little bit of a collar elbow tie up Dawkins. Uh-oh. Trying to go to the ramp here. And it's not going to end well for somebody here. And a big splash to the midsection. And I guarantee Bobby Lashley told the Street Profits, hey, anytime that Sami Zayn gets in this ring or outside this ring, I want you to set an example on what the Hurt Business is all about. Zayn now trying to get Dawkins back inside the ring. Referee at a 7 here. And thankfully we don't end this match in a count. This has been a great back and forth matchup so far. As Zayn able to slip out of it. Both men definitely sweating up a storm in that ring as a reverse DDT takes down Dawkins. And now Zayn got to figure out something quickly. Ooh, nice Michinoku driver taking down Zayn, or taking down Dawkins, pardon me. And Zayn all fired up here. Will he get the tag? Yes, he will. Here comes Kevin Owens. And oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Dawkins tossing Owens like he is a paperweight, making that look so dang easy there. As here goes a tag. Here comes Montez Ford, Owens, and Ford here. And now just like that, Ford just coming right out of the gate, coming right after Kevin Owens. But look at Owens right back up to his feet. But Ford's like, hey, I'm not going to allow you to do much more. And look at these massive haymakers there from Ford. Both teams putting it all on the line tonight. Not only is this a big match for Sami Zayn as he's getting ready for, obviously, his championship defense against Bobby Lashley, but also this is a big-time matchup for both teams in the tag team division. Owens and Zayn can get themselves another opportunity down the road. And same with the Street Profits. Climb up the division. Dawkins trying to go for a spear. Didn't work out in his favor. And now Owens just a little bit slower in these interactions. And he's got to figure out something fast here. Uh-oh. Bad spot to be. Oh, up in the air. Down goes Owens. Pinfall opportunity. Is this enough? 2. Strong kick out from Kevin. Dawkins all fired up, but he may make a mistake and allow Kevin Owens to get a tag to the undisputed champion. Here comes Sami Zayn. A little bit of collar elbow tie-up, kick to the midsection. Uh-oh, but Dawkins a little bit faster. Silencer! Silencer to Sami Zayn. Is this it? 1, 2. No, Zayn kicks out. Owens there. I think Owens could have broken that up, but I think Owens may have trusted Sami Zayn there, in the terms of knowing that he'd be able to kick out. Just my intuition there, but I don't know how true that is, but certainly something to definitely look into later into this matchup. As now Ford, what is he thinking? Uh-oh, oh, look at this. Ooh, nice splash from Montez. And Sami Zayn may be down and out. This could be it. This could be a big win for the Hurt Business here. And it is! Kevin Owens not breaking it up, and just like that, Hurt Business sending a message to Sami Zayn. That's what I was telling you guys. You gotta be very careful in these type of matches. Hurt Business sends a message to Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, climbing up the rankings finally. Can Montez and Angelo get a match down the road? And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is a type of matchup that we are going to be seeing this Sunday, but now we are going to get extreme. Little preview of it. We are going to see Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, taking on Randy Orton, Mr. Money in the Bank. Do you think Bobby Lashley can send a message to Mr. Money in the Bank? Because this is the moment Lashley needs. He is so close to becoming champion. He was almost undisputed champion when Cody Rhodes had it. It was a triple threat matchup last year between himself, Karrion Kross, and Cody Rhodes. Karrion Kross would pin Bobby Lashley in that matchup. And this is that next championship matchup he believes that he's rightfully earned, and over the years especially. But is this Bobby Lashley's moment? This Sunday, an Extreme Rules matchup. And also, if you guys think about it, tonight, Lashley could take Orton out of the equation because Mr. Money in the Bank could cash in anytime, any place. And if he takes out Randy Orton tonight, he won't have to worry about him this Sunday. It's just something to possibly think about. As here comes the Viper, Randy Orton. A man that can strike any place, anytime, anywhere. He didn't choose tonight to cash in the previous matchup, so unless something crazy, something snaps in Randy Orton's head tonight, he is coming out here for a fight with Bobby Lashley. In these Extreme Rules matches, there's a lot of times where a lot of superstars don't even use the weapons. They use their environment. use the barricades and the announce tables and stuff, but there's been times where these superstars don't even use weapons. So not everything has to be necessarily used. Obviously, the fans would love it. Obviously, we would all love them to use that. But there's opportune times where they just don't. They don't feel like it is. They can do it without the weapons. And maybe we could see Randy Orton use that briefcase, bash Bobby Lashley in the back, or maybe even throw it at him, throw it into his face, and win that way. You just never know. As that is vintage Randy Orton right there, ladies and gentlemen. One of the best to ever do it. And Randy Orton very well could be your next undisputed champion, or it could be Bobby Lashley. Or, you never know what the outlook is going to be looking like. The bell has officially rung. Bobby Lashley coming right after Randy Orton, as he should. Coming right out of the gate. Send a message. It looks like he wants to get this match over with right away. Try to put away Randy and make sure that he's 100% enough to be taking on Sami Zayn, because obviously Lashley's going to know that it's going to be a slugfest. He knows it is going to be a brutal matchup tonight, but also he wants to make sure that he's 100% for his Undisputed Championship matchup against Sami Zayn, as he should be. These PLDs, you want to have your best superstars in phenomenal shape. And, there's times where you're not able to get that due to, whatever shenanigans may be going down. As Randy Orton, looking to introduce some weapons here. Got ourselves our first weapon of the match. Going to be tossing in the trash here. Lashley not going to allow that, at least early on, with a big power slam. That power slam looks like a slam that we would see from Randy Orton at times in his career, certainly. And now, this is where Lashley can slowly dictate this matchup, kind of put it in his favor if he needs to. And that's what the beauty of these type of matches is. You just don't know the direction, as the referee getting involved there accidentally, kind of screwing up what Randy Orton was trying to do. And now Orton looking for a weapon. Lashley's still down and out. Is introducing a ladder. I told you anything can happen with these ladders and everything like that. Randy Orton was trying to set up a ladder. Ladder grabbed back underneath the ring there, just disappearing there. You never know what's underneath those rings, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be very, very careful as Orton tossed back inside the ring. Seems like Orton's the only one that's really trying to get weapons inside this ring. Lashley, trying to, I don't know if he's being hesitant, but I would say he's trying to stay away from that, at least at this very moment. I would say he probably believes that he doesn't need the weapons right now. It could honestly backfire for him if you think about it. As Orton with those big axe handles to the middle of that back, certainly not going to feel too good. As now Lashley going to hurry up and go for the pinfall. Can he steal a victory tonight? Here we go. Ooh, strong kick out at 1. We tried getting a hold of Bobby Lashley earlier for a small-time interview, but he declined. And it seemed like he was being more hostile towards us. So we're like, okay, we won't get that interview, but maybe further down the line, but maybe just more focused about tonight's proceedings and definitely winning that Undisputed Championship coming up this Sunday live at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Lashley now going to focus on beating down Orton on this ring apron. This ain't going to be good for one of these guys, and certainly doesn't look good for Orton. A big-time back suplex, man. And now Lashley, is he going to look to get extreme here? He is. The question is, what weapon? Oh, now he wants to introduce a ladder. It's okay for Orton try to introduce it and couldn't do it, but Lashley now wants to get very physical with that ladder. Getting hit with that ladder is definitely not the best feeling in the world, certainly with the amount of steel on that bad boy. can get yourself easily cut. As now Lashley tossing Orton right on top of the steps, ladies and gentlemen. That certainly is not the best feeling, I can tell you that. As now Lashley, what's he looking to introduce? Oh, bringing out the table, and he just tossed it at his face. I shouldn't be laughing, but that is crazy. As Orton trying to get us out of this area. Camera was right on his face. It probably didn't take pleasure in being right in the face there. It's big kick to the kidneys here, right to the ribs here, trying to decimate Bobby Lashley as much as possible at this opportune time. At least we're finally getting a little physicality and some weapons from both sides. Look at Orton. He's like, come on out, brother. Come on out, man. How about we have some play with this steel chair? Lashley all fired up, trying to fire up himself, but certainly Orton's not going to allow him to just continue to fire himself up. Orton, after those steel chair shots, could that be enough to put away Lashley? No, strong kick out from Lashley. Way too early to put away a man like Bobby Lashley, especially with how big this matchup is coming this Sunday. But Orton here, gonna look to put him away right here, right now. Here we go, vintage Randy Orton, DDT. Very close to that steel chair. Bobby Lashley is down and out, and if so, he might eat an RKO on that chair. RKO to Bobby Lashley. Is this it? 2. No! Lashley kicked out. Lashley kicked out. How much more is left in the tank? As Orton just throwing that garbage can right at Lashley. And Orton going full on psycho right now. This is not where you want to be if you're Lashley. But oh, Lashley reversed it into a spear. Into a spear out of nowhere. Is this it? 2. No, and now Orton kicks out. Both of these men beating the crap out of each other. They're putting it all on the line. And it has not been enough. Is Lashley over the top rope, and down goes Orton. Blow for blow, spear for RKO. It has not been enough. We got suicide dives. We got all sorts of shenanigans going down tonight. And now introducing a sledgehammer. You got to believe the next big maneuver would put away their opponent. And now Lashley and Orton, they're ready for a fight here. Kendo stick versus just the Almighty. And the Almighty gets the upper hand there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your co-main event of the evening. A lot of back and forth between both of these men. Coming up next is the leader of D-Generation X taking on Drew McIntyre. Going to be a hell of a matchup that will really preview what's in store coming up this weekend, a part of that gauntlet matchup. And I can tell you guys right now, breaking news, that matchup, Drew McIntyre taking on all 3 members of D-Generation X, will be the kickoff matchup. It will be the matchup that will kick off your Extreme Rules PLE. So it could go all sorts of different ways. Drew McIntyre might be able to eliminate a couple of them and not survive, or he could eliminate all of them and essentially get rid of D-Generation X. So, there's certainly a lot of possibilities that we're going to be in store for as both men face to face here. Orton and Lashley trying to fight over that steel chair. Lashley now going to toss him into that turnbuckle padding. Uh-oh. Ooh, big scoop slam there. Lashley believes that scoop slam could be enough. It's a basic scoop slam, but it could be. But no, Orton at the very last second. And look at Lashley. He's frustrated. Lashley, you got to believe if he can beat Orton tonight, that might very well help him for coming up this Sunday. Because if Orton wins tonight, you got to believe that's going to give Orton at least an opportunity to still cash in on Sunday. And now Orton got the steel chair, looking to get more extreme here. Obviously, pinfall or submission has to happen in the middle of the ring. Orton trying not to get hit by that steel steps, and oh, goodness, what a suplex right on the outside here. Orton again, slowly but surely going at it. Orton, former WWE champion here in Universe Mode, as well as certainly one of the best to ever do it. Lashley looking to have his moment, win his first ever championship here in Universe Mode. Just in the terms of having that either the Undisputed Championship or that World Heavyweight Championship. The Undisputed Championship is literally in his grasp, possibly this Sunday, but he's going to have a match like this where there's going to be a lot of back and forth, but he's going to have to dig down deep and put away his opponent. As Orton got that kendo stick trying to put away Lashley. Was that kendo stick shot enough to put him away? Yes, it does. Randy Orton with a massive win tonight. He survives tonight, and that very well could mean that Orton, possibly without injuries, able to make it to Extreme Rules and cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase. Orton brought the fight. Lashley ultimately losing this matchup, but could Lashley win the Undisputed Championship? That is something we'll have to wait and see, but let's go ahead and get ready for your main event of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, it is main event time. Shinsuke Nakamura, the leader of D-Generation Next, the one that replaced Dolph Ziggler after Shawn Michaels got rid of Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler couldn't win the Royal Rumble and whatnot, so he forcibly got rid of Dolph Ziggler. And I thought it was quite interesting, like what we heard from Drew McIntyre saying, hey, if I'm the one, not the one able to take down D-Generation X and disband them, then this Raw roster is very well going to be in a bad place. Because, he was also mentioning that, you think it's bad with the Judgment Day, it's going to be worse with DX. And then that possibly could be a war on our hands. I mean, I could see that, I guess, for the championships and all that fun stuff. But I don't know. Anything's possible. Hopefully, I'm trying not to be biased here, but in the rightful situation, you got to believe Drew McIntyre can take on all three, but it certainly is not going to be. It is not an easy task. McIntyre has accomplished a lot here, but beating a man as a former Universal Champion, former United States Champion, that's in Shinsuke Nakamura. You got Big E, one of the longest reigning, if not the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in a long time. Also, former Tag Team Champion in the New Day, as well as, Braun Breaker, former NXT Champion, multi-time NXT UK Champion. And he's looking to have his moment on the main roster. And that, right now, ladies and gentlemen, very well could be the downfall of Drew McIntyre. There's three massive dudes in this matchup that bring so many different styles. The King of Strong style. You have Big E with the power and strength, and then you got Braun Breaker, who has it all: the speed, the agility, just the mindset. It's just everything when it comes to all three of those guys. They bring everything different, and Drew McIntyre is going to have to walk out of this matchup unscathed and then try to survive them all in a gauntlet matchup. Because you could have a banger of one matchup, and then, we don't know who's starting it off, but we know for sure Shinsuke Nakamura will be the last one competing in that gauntlet matchup. So we don't know if it's Big E or Braun Breaker that will be kicking off against Drew McIntyre. But that gauntlet matchup is the opening matchup for your Extreme Rules PLE. So it's going to be something to really look into, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a barn burner. I mean, McIntyre, he seems like he is ready, ladies and gentlemen, as he should. He's the one that called for this. He's the one that wanted this gauntlet matchup. All three. The DX didn't ask for this. D-Generation X did not make this matchup. This was Drew McIntyre saying, hey, I want all three of them. So we'll see how this goes. Nakamura, McIntyre, just days before the massive match. at the PLE. Here we go. McIntyre starting us off fast here. Going to toss him in the corner. Uh-oh. Looking for a good old belly-to-belly suplex. Over the head suplex. And works out great for him. And look at McIntyre. Good idea. Try to get out of this matchup unscathed. Try to get a pinfall right out the gates and see if he can walk out victorious and get the heck out of this building. Uh-oh. Are we going for another overhead suplex? But this time it's outside the ring. Message sent by Drew McIntyre here. He is not playing around. It's absolute craziness here live tonight, and especially this ending of the show tonight in this main event. This is absolutely crazy. Just already overhead suplexes, one outside the ring too. McIntyre not going high risk. McIntyre bringing it all out tonight. He's focused right now, and like he was talking to William Regal, he said, hey, I'm completely focused. I'm in the best shape of my life. I am ready for this matchup tonight. It's just going to be the start of it, and we're going to end it coming up this Sunday. But Nakamura right now, he's like, oh, I'll show you what you're going to end. You're going to end yourself and end your opportunity of trying to even take us down a peg. As now, nice reversal. Takes Nakamura onto the apron here. And uh-oh, McIntyre doing those big chest slaps with the fist there. Little shades of Sheamus here. We all know McIntyre, Sheamus, good buddies in WWE. Little shades of Sheamus there, back and forth. And oh, look at this. Oh, nice sit-out powerbomb maneuver. But look at Nakamura. The craziness of Nakamura. Was able to get right back up to his feet, but at least McIntyre was paying attention because he was able to capitalize once again. And McIntyre just trying to send a message here, just little by little, especially those boots to the face there. And uh-oh. Oh, look at this. Bam! Right there. Vicious neck breaker. That very well could do it. And now McIntyre tossing Nakamura back inside the ring here. I think McIntyre literally has Nakamura right where he wants him. We're going to see how this ends here. Ooh, and a big elbow right to the middle of that back. Pinfall opportunity. Is McIntyre going to pick up a big win before Sunday's contest? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. McIntyre able to hit some big maneuvers at ringside, and ultimately McIntyre takes down Nakamura. And if McIntyre does that to the other two and faces Nakamura, that made it look like it was simple and easy. Can McIntyre do it? Can he defeat all three to open up? Will this be the scene as we know Braun Breaker? Braun Breaker from behind. Oh, this ain't going to be good. This ain't going to be good. I can tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. This is not going to be good. I can tell you this right now. Breaker with a spear. Breaker decapitating Drew McIntyre. Oh, no, not again. Not again, Breaker. Come on, Breaker. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, not again. Damn it. Decapitating Drew McIntyre. And this sick crowd here on Monday Night Raw is telling him to do it again. McIntyre getting up to his feet. I can only imagine how this is going to end again. No. 3 straight spears. Breaker beating down Drew McIntyre. This is not how you want to see McIntyre beaten, bruised. McIntyre had to know this was going to happen, that he's going to have to fend off the numbers game. It's never going to be easy. Drew McIntyre is going to be in for a hell of a fight. I can tell you that coming up this Saturday, or I should say Sunday, pardon me, as back and forth we go. And somehow McIntyre, this Scottish warrior, is still fighting through this. How in the heck is this man doing it? Can someone explain to me how Drew McIntyre is fighting through this? As, oh my goodness, future shock DDT to Braun Breaker, and now McIntyre, he's pissed. This is going to be pure adrenaline at this moment, ladies and gentlemen, because this man has been speared 3 times by Braun Breaker, and this man has eaten it all. And now McIntyre again. Oh, fighting off. Trying to fight off. And look at that big devastating punch there from McIntyre. Almost like a one-punch man right there. Just with the ability of just decapitating his opponent. McIntyre trying to bring the fight to Degeneration X. Trying to keep him down a little bit. McIntyre surviving this matchup so far. Or at least this beating that Mr. Braun Breaker is trying to give to him. And another Future Shock DDT. And now Big E out of nowhere. Big E taking the assault to now Drew McIntyre. Can we get somebody out here, man? Again, Big E not afraid to bring the fight. It's a big one punch there right to Drew McIntyre. But you got to think, this man Drew McIntyre, he just fought Shinsuke Nakamura. That match probably wasn't the outcome obviously Nakamura wanted, certainly, of all things. But now, and the Breaker was taken out by Drew McIntyre, even though being speared 3 times in a row. McIntyre, called the Scottish Warrior for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is a monster. He is a freak. He is a machine. But Big E, one of the powerful members of this group, going to look to send a message to Drew McIntyre with a big ending. Now this is the type of thing you just hate to see even more. Big E just laying the wood on Drew McIntyre right there in the back. And now even the face, he broke it over his face. I honestly don't know how much more Drew McIntyre can take, ladies and gentlemen. This is the type of beatdown that you would hate to see by anyone. And now what in the hell is going on here? Oh no, this ain't good. This ain't good. Big E, no, not the big ending. Big ending through the table. Big E has destroyed Drew McIntyre. And what a way to close it out. Degeneration X over the carcass of Drew McIntyre.